Yo, what's good? It's your boy Sean J, representing the Debonair Millionaires. And today I want to talk about how do you know you're doing something that fits your purpose. Let's get it. Okay, so first I want to start off by why the title is the title, first of all. How do you know if you're doing something that fits your purpose? I named it that way. I know it's a little out there, it's not what, but it could have been, how do you know if you're doing the right thing? But to me, there is no right thing, there is no right and wrong. There is what, most people, I think, have been programmed by television, their upbringing, religion, their parents, society, cultures. You're basically fitting into what everyone else believes in, but you have not really believed or thought in depth of what is right and what's wrong. There's certain things that you may think is not that bad, but other people might be bad. But this video is to discuss the things that fit your purpose to make you grow as a person. Like, all right, so let's get into it. Life is about decisions. It's all about decisions. It's either yes, I'm gonna take this opportunity, or no, I'm gonna just refuse this and go on and do something else. It's about yes and no's, zeros and ones, a computer program. But we're not gonna get that deep into that. We're gonna talk about our decisions today, right? And so I think you should get some examples of what I'm talking about of programming, right? That would be society. Society programs you without you even knowing. That would be a mixture of culture, a mixture of media, a mixture of news, mixture all that stuff, et cetera, right? That's the stuff outside of you that you can't really control, but it's in your environment, whatever country you're in or whatever. And a good example of this would be COVID. Did you take the vaccine? Did you feel like it was the right thing to do, or did you do it because people told you to do it? Like, whatever your decision is your decision. But if you felt like you did it because you were pressured to do it, it's not in your purpose. Another way of programming, right, is your parents. Your parents, and I'm not talking about your mom and your dad. I'm talking about your aunties, uncles, foster parents, grandmother, grandfather, any of that. Anybody who was around when you was younger, and they decided, they decided to tell you about life or whatever. And during that time, you installed something that said, okay, this is how I should go. This is how I should move. You either saw something from your uncle, who maybe was a crackhead, and you was like, I don't want to be like that, or you saw something from your auntie where she graduated college, and you're like, I want to be like that or whatever. So those things installed. So a good example of this is college. Like, whether you wanted to go or not wanted to go, somebody told you it was a good idea. Somebody said that. And sometimes it is a good idea. Whatever hopefully you chose a good college where you can get good relationships. That's what I think college was more about, making good relationships with people from other cultures. It's kind of expensive, but going to a good college to make those relationships to build you as a person. We're not going to get into that, but college is definitely a thing that the people around you would say, hey, you the first one born from college, going to college, or you the first one who graduated from college, or something like that. Yeah. So another way of social programming is through your spouse, through your kids, through your religion, all those ways, right? And a good example of this would be marriage in itself. Maybe you decided to get married at 19 because your mom was like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Or your auntie or your grandmother was always, I know women face those issues where it's like they feel pressured to get married, and they and then some women can do it really early. Say if you got married at like 19 and had some kids, 20, 21, 23, had all those kids, and then you're really questioning, like, okay, now I'm married, I have kids, what do I want more out of life? You're probably at that level right now. You're probably like, and then you look on Instagram, you see how this is, how people are all over here, and then you see your spouse, you're like, they're not like that. Or you've been with your spouse and you thought that you didn't know how to live with this person. You didn't know they don't have great communication skills, or they're just missing out of growth. They're not growing. and you try to make them grow, or not even make them grow. You try to influence them to grow, because I guess I'm talking to the women on this, but it could be for the men. It could be for the men, So this will help you out also. So just hear me out on this. All right, cool. Okay, so let's get to the bread and butter of this. Why are you here, right? How do you know your decisions fit your purpose? How do you know? I got 3 what I call pillars. Not rules. I don't like that. Laws. You can't break a law. You can bend a rule, but we ain't breaking laws. Okay. So these are 3 laws to make this work. You have to have these 3 laws. All right. Okay. So number 1, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. And I'm talking about the utmost integrity. Like sometimes things happen because they were your fault. Like you're the problem, and you have to know that. Sometimes you can't blame everything on everybody. So if you have that victim mentality, this may not work for you. So you have to be brutally honest with yourself. So law number 1, being honest. Okay. Law number 2 is you have to know yourself, and that means knowing your likes, your dislikes, your wants, your needs, your beliefs. You have to know yourself. So without knowing yourself, this is not going to work for you. You must know yourself. Okay. So law number 3. All right. So law number 3, let me break that down for you. After you make this decision, you have to accept the responsibility. Okay. Every decision that you make has a degree of responsibility behind it. You chose to do that. So if you decide to divorce and then you find out that the dating culture is something that you don't like and you want to get back, and now the husband or wife does not want to get with you again, you're like, oh, damn. But you have to accept that responsibility because you chose to do that, right? So there's three laws, but you can't break it. You can't blame it on somebody else. You chose to do that. Okay, so before we start, I really would like to let y'all know how this came about. And I believe in my mind that everything comes in threes. Everything comes in threes. It's like religion, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. We got 3 major religions. We got more, but most of the world's under those 3. Harmony, wisdom, and understanding. That's really what life is about. Red, yellow, blue. Look at the rainbow. Those are the primary colors. We got other colors, but those are the primary ones. All right. Birth, life, death. That's another thing, right? Mind, body, soul. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 3 wise men. Okay, so it goes like this: 3 whys. Okay, there's 3 whys. These are 3 questions asking yourself, why do you want this, or why do you need this? Let's get into it. All right, so I call this apply to whys. Apply to whys. It's real simple like that. 3 wise men, 3 questions to yourself, asking why. It's pretty much what it is, right? You are the wise men asking yourself these 3 questions, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Oh, let me tell you, like, you cannot be putting no in-depth answer to this. You won't find what you're looking for. You need to come up with one singular, like it has to be the primary reason of why. You know what I'm saying? It can't be all this. And you know how like people, you ask a direct question, like, where's the potato salad? I thought you was gonna make potato salad for Thanksgiving, and they like, well, blah 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 blah, all this other bullshit, and it's like, oh, cause you didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, get to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to yourself. Don't butter. Don't none of that. We don't need none of that. So let's get into it, right? I'll give you an example, right? All right, so I want a Lambo. And you ask yourself first, why? Why do you want a Lambo? Because it's a flashy car, right? Look at me flying. You can't. No. Don't cut that off. Because it's a flashy car. Okay, so why do you want a flashy car? That's number 2. Remember, be brutally honest with yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself. Because I want people to see me in the flashy car. Okay? I want people to see me in that thing. They're going, they go yellow. I'm on yellow. Oh, man, give me that yellow Lambo. They gonna see me pop out in front of the club. Yeah. And then you ask yourself why again. Remember, be brutally honest with yourself. You know, none of that mumbo jumbo stuff, right? And then you ask yourself, why do you want to be seen? I want to be seen because my self-esteem is low. My confidence is low. I think that this will help me grow my confidence. No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But is that true confidence? Or did you have to add that to yourself to build that confidence? But as long as you can handle that responsibility of having that Lambo, then okay. Okay, so I hope you know where I'm going with this, right? Because by that third why, you should get into how your heart feels about something, the way you feel about it. You know, you should understand the way you feel. You should at least, you can take it deeper and ask yourself 5 whys if you want to. I think by like the 5th why, your brain will start to add other avenues. You know, your brain will get involved. But let's not go any deeper than that. So this works with relationships. So if you're thinking about cheating, or you have cheated, you need to ask yourself why you're doing this, and then why are you still with this other person. If you feel like you need to cheat, then why are you doing that? You know, you need to ask yourself why, because honestly, you need to take accountability for what happens if that person catches you doing whatever. And I want to let y'all know, what happens in the dark always happens. It always comes out in the light. Get that, right? So it ain't nothing that somebody can't find. But this is a different route. We're going a different thing. Another thing I'd hope that you ask yourself is starting a business. Why would you want to start a business? Hopefully it's not just to make money. You know, money is secondary to your purpose. You know, hopefully starting a business is something that you want to create to give value to people. You know, whatever it is, whatever you do, you know, you have value within yourself, and you need to ask yourself why before you start a business, because it's a lot involved and a lot of responsibility behind that. My third thing is, it works for kids. If you think about it, as a kid, you always ask yourself why. You always ask your mom why this, why that, and they'd be like, because I said so. You know, that was my biggest thing. I never liked that. You know, it's good to be communicative with your kids. You know, it's great, because I'll tell my kids why things are happening, just so they know, just so they can appreciate certain things. You know, I'll let them know, like, this, we got to do this because of this, you know. But it works for creating the character of your child. Like, when you ask them, why did you touch the pot? Or why did you do this? Why did you mess up the carpet? Why did you paint on the walls? And it's just like, you're getting to that, okay, this is why you did it. Instead of, you know, getting angry and trying to really hurt your kids, just find out why first. You know, it's better. It's simple like that. But I'm not gonna go into this any deeper. I hope you guys understand. I hope I could communicate this on a level that people could understand that sometimes you have to know why. If it's something that is influencing you and you don't know it, I mean, maybe that's not the right thing for you to be doing, you know? You need to know why. Why are you doing stuff?
You need to treat me like a king. You should fuck 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 me like a king. I'm taking ecstasy with hot tea. I seen the devil when I went to sleep.